So on July 28th, 2019, it was the date of one of the biggest gaming events in all of history, the Fortnite World Cup, where over 400,000 people competed, but only 100 people even made it to the finals. All 100 players competed in 6 matches of Fortnite to see who the best player in the world is. The World Cup solo champion winner was Kyle Giersdorf, also known as Booga, and everyone knows that, and everyone knows him. Now, the lesser known duos event took place the day before on July 27th. The winners of that event were known as Aqua and Nyrox. Some people know who they are, but not most. People have spent hours and hours reviewing the footage to see everything that Booga did to win, although almost no one has taken that same time to see how Aqua and Nyrox won until now. I'm here to say that the Fortnite World Cup was not based on skill, and here's why. The Fortnite World Cup was made to be a competition to see who the best player in the world is, although it actually wasn't. I've come across 2 reasons why this is absolutely untrue. Now, the World Cup was in reality a competition to see who can perform best under intense pressure. Now, keep in mind that over 400,000 people competed, and out of those 400,000, only 100 people even made it to the finals. Just imagine the type of pressure that would actually be putting on you. Now, the Arthur Ashe Stadium where the competition was held seated almost 24,000 people, so not only were the players better than the 400,000 people they fought against to get there, but they also had 24,000 people staring at them. It's like the entire audience is full of clicks viewers. And keep in mind, also, the entire World Cup was being broadcast worldwide to millions of people. Another thing to keep in mind is that the first place winner made $3 million. And I don't know about you, but I think that just about any single person on the face of this planet would have been incredibly nervous in that situation. Now, before the World Cup, I knew who Booga was, and a lot of other people did as well. He was on the rise, and he was known as the best player in the whole world. Now, lots of people like Jarian and other pros were betting that Booga was going to actually end up winning the World Cup. Although when it came to duos, almost nobody even knew who Aqua and Nyrox were. They kind of just came out of nowhere and won the whole thing. And I was one of those people who thinks about things a little below the surface. I didn't just watch the World Cup and think, wow, this is really cool. I wonder who the best players in the world are. What I do is I spend time focusing on how they're playing and why they won. And I don't know if you guys have seen the gameplay of why Aqua and Nyrox won the World Cup, but if you haven't seen the gameplay, let me show you. Alright, so as you guys can see right here, Aqua and Nyrox are on the high ground, just like in pretty much every single game. Here he's got the minigun, and they're just spraying down from high ground. Now, as everyone knows in Fortnite, the farther high ground you have, the less skill it actually ends up taking to be successful in Fortnite. They're not even being shot down, they're just easily, tarping out above every single other person in the entire game. It's absolutely insane here how these guys are just on high ground, completely uncontested. This was pretty much how every single other game went. Now, keep in mind, as I already ended up telling you guys, in the first couple matches, these guys weren't even in the top 20. They really weren't performing well, and then they somehow pulled it out and got first place. Now here we see Aqua and Nyrox back at it again on the high ground, spraying down below. They're not being contested. They're not being shot at from other players. They just have free elims. This was before pretty much anyone would ever, shoot down the high ground at all. And they took about 3 shots and won the game, after doing, well, essentially almost nothing, to be completely honest. Now, you might be just saying that, oh, I'm just jealous of these players who are clearly infinitely better than I'll ever be. Although, it's actually not that. Now, yes, I do believe that Aqua and Nyrox are likely significantly better players at Fortnite than I am. That's just how it is. I mean, they won the damn World Cup after all. But the reason that I bring up all of this stuff is because I realized a few days ago, when looking through the Fortnite World Cup standings, that Nyrox didn't even qualify for solos at all. And Aqua almost got last place in the solos. He went from winning the duos World Cup to getting 1 point in the solos World Cup. So explain how that can possibly happen. He's just a horrible solo player, but apparently he becomes the best duo player in the world when his teammate, who by the way didn't even qualify for the solo World Cup, is on his team? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think so. Now that is what leads me to believe that the Fortnite World Cup was simply based on luck. I obviously do think that some skill played a part. I mean, if Booga wasn't very good at the game, I don't think that he would have won the World Cup. And I don't think that it's just some random player that won the World Cup. But I do think that people ended up getting lucky. Like, if they had another World Cup directly after the original World Cup, I doubt that Booga would have been the winner. I'm going to be honest, because Fortnite is a game about RNG and random chance. And I feel like it's the same exact concept. I feel like Aqua and Nyrox just got incredibly lucky. Like, people didn't know who they were. They weren't on the grid. They weren't really known for being these insanely good Fortnite players. A lot of people had their money on, Dubs and Mega and other teams like that. Like these really like tier 1 professional, gaming duos. And they're like, oh yeah, Aqua and Nyrox. I might have heard of them one time before. They might have done well in some Cash Cup 3 months ago. But then they just came out of nowhere and won the Duo World Cup. But yet, only one of them qualified for solos, and he did super poorly. Now, if you look at, I believe, Clicks, he placed reasonably well in duos, and he also placed pretty well in solos, because that makes sense. He did pretty good in solos and duos. It doesn't make sense, though, for the World Cup winner to be insanely good at duos, but then get almost last place in solos. That really doesn't make any sense to me. Now you might be saying, well then what did Booga get in the Duo World Cup? But he didn't actually play the Duo World Cup. He didn't even play duos during the qualifiers. He was just a solo player. So yeah, but it does seem a little strange to me how that happened. I really don't see any way that this could have happened in any other way than it's just pure luck that he ended up winning the World Cup. Because if he had 1 point. That's 1 point from the very bottom. 1 point from being tied with last place. I believe his only kill was on Tfue. But either way, that's 1 point from getting literally tied with last place. So I don't know how that happened. I just do not believe that the Fortnite World Cup was really a skill-based event. I feel like it was something that was more, based on just luck. And, if you got lucky here, you got good loot here, you fought a team that was in shambles here. And, as you guys saw from the clip that I showed earlier of them camping on high ground the whole time, that's pretty much what they did in all their games. They camped high ground with a minigun and sprayed down. That's the only reason they won. It really wasn't a skill competition. There's these people down below that are, cranking, tarping, doing like these insane edit plays, box fighting while the zone is moving. But then there's uncontested Aqua and Nyrox up top who are just spraying down on people, raining terror from above. And they win the World Cup, and it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I do think that the Fortnite World Cup was essentially just based on luck. Anyways, that's it. See ya.